Hello, this is Capricorntigress, Adrian Igo from Astrology, A Look Inside. We're coming to you with the reading, the general reading for Leo for the month of August. Okay, Leos, where do I start here? Leo for the month of August. You guys have all the emphasis in your first house. You got your sun there. There's the North Node in the first house. Got Mercury in the first house. So there should be lots of communication, talking about yourself, feeling about yourself. It is your time. You have had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week or so, and it's only going to get better. The sun will remain in Leo until the 23rd of August. So enjoy your August. It's going to be a wonderful time for you, with all the emphasis on you. And this is a time to put the emphasis on you, because the North Node is in Leo along with Mercury, and it's saying, you know, think about me, talk about me, and work on me. The emphasis is on you, and don't be afraid to shine. This is your time to shine. If you've been hiding your light under a bushel, this is not the time to do it. This is the time to get out there and let yourself be seen and let yourself be heard and tell your story, because Mercury on in Leo rules you being able to communicate about your story, about you. First house emphasis is always you. So it is all about you, okay? All about you, child. All about you. So let people know, if anyone thinks it ain't about you, you better let them know it's all about you this month, okay? But now you do have emphasis with partnership, because Mars has been in the 7th house. So there's been a lot of emphasis on partnerships lately. Now it could mean that that's partnerships in a positive light, like someone that you're serious about. This would be a more serious relationship. You might even have gotten proposed to or about to get proposed to, because Mars is that kind of sign. It is like that. You might have met someone and it hasn't quite happened yet, because Mars is retrograde, and it's going to actually retrograde back into Capricorn, which is your 5th house, or excuse me, your 6th house, which is more work oriented. You know, that's work oriented. But it's going to come back again. And when it gets back again, if you don't get whatever that was this time, you're going to get it when it comes back, because it's going to go direct. In fact, I believe I've got that. What is it? Does Mars go direct? Mars? Yeah, Mars goes direct on the 27th. So as of the 27th of August, Mars will be direct again, going back from Capricorn back into Aquarius again. So if you don't get whatever it is, I mean, if you're working on somebody, I'm just saying, that proposal could come. And if it didn't come this time, it'll come in the fall. You do have Venus in the 2nd house too, by the way. Venus is in Virgo. And I love Venus. Well, Venus is in Virgo in the beginning of the month. It starts out in the 2nd house in Virgo. So I hope you've been taking advantage of that while it's been doing that in July. But as of the 6th of August, it's going to go into Libra. And when it does, then the emphasis is going to be more on your communications. It's going to be on the things you write, the things you say, the things you talk about. It'll be on things like that. So communication really is a big part of August for you, especially with Mercury and the sun being in your 1st house that way. I could see all kind of wonderful things coming about, especially for people who do things with communication with their mouths. Communicating, talking, speaking, writing, singing, acting, talking, speech, music, messages, the messenger, Mercury. I don't know why that just came to me. That's just something that's there. Now, Mercury is retrograde and it went retrograde on the 26th of July at 23 degrees of Leo, which was, you know, basically it went retrograde in your first house. And now it is going direct, by the way, and it will be going direct at 11 degrees and 32 seconds of Leo on the 19th of August. So it'll be there in your first house, but it is going to go direct as of the 19th. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I told you guys about that one. Speaking of the month, there is a new moon partial solar eclipse that happens on August 11th. It happens at 18 degrees and 42 seconds of Leo, and that is the 11th. Again, a new moon partial eclipse is happening in the sign of Leo, your first house, on the 11th of August at 18 degrees of Leo. Please be aware of that. I don't know how that's going to come about and affect you, but normally new moons mean a new beginning. As I said, if you've been holding back on being who you are, it's time to let go and be yourself. And this new vibe, this new you, this new period, this new time, I think is going to be indicated by this new moon partial solar eclipse at 18 degrees of Leo. It's time to shine and get your Leo on, and it will start for real on the 11th of August. Okay? Now, on the 12th, Mars retrograde, it enters Capricorn. So as I mentioned, it's going to go back out of that 7th house of yours, and that's in Aquarius, and it's going to go back into the 6th house, and that'll happen on the 12th. And while it's doing that, you have Pluto and Saturn in the 6th house. So I don't know what's been going on with your work. Something's been going on with work. I don't know if you've been doing, if it's been you who's been having the power trip, or if someone like your boss is having a power trip. Now I could see that. Saturn's in the 6th house with Pluto right now, and it's the first time Saturn's been in Capricorn in 28 years. And the 10th house is the natural house of Capricorn, and in that house Uranus is there. Now it's just, you're getting a quick taste of this because Uranus is in Taurus, but it's only going to stay there until the 7th of August. As of the 7th of August, it's going to retrograde backwards, and it's going to go back into Aries. But it's going to start retrograding as of the 7th of August. But, you know, your boss might be acting a little bit stinking, just a little bit weird, just a little bit different. Something's wrong. I don't know. If they've been a little hard on you, your coworker's been acting funky. Uranus in the 10th house of career with Saturn in the 6th house. Hey, I'm thinking you might need to make a change. Better make that change. Better make that change. Okay, anyway. You have Chiron in the 9th house, by the way, in Aries. And the month starts out with the moon in Aries, conjunct Chiron. So that's sad. That's sadness, isn't it? That's so sad. You're going to be all crying in your milk. That's the 9th house. You might be thinking about, oh, if I just had the education I needed. If I had just stayed in college and got that degree in, I don't know, thermal geology or whatever. I don't know what you wanted to do. You know, you might have wanted to be a performer. I had a Leo come to me, and she was a performer who wasn't sure. And I'm like, girl, yes, you are. Get out there and do it. This is your time. So, you know, you might feel a little sad tomorrow, but it's temporary because it's retrograding back into Aries, and it'll be there until the fall. And when it comes back through the 9th house, maybe by then you've, started to pursue what it is that your heart really wants to do. You'll be able to actually manifest what you want. By the way, that emphasis with Chiron, that is like religion and church. I've been talking a lot about the ninth house because of this emphasis for some reason, but I'm just wondering what that Chiron is doing to your ninth house too, because that's your philosophy about life and your dogma. You got Aries there, you got Chiron in it. It's all not nice, so that might be needs to be fixed a little bit. Pisces, this is an 8th house, and I had said this in another video I just made, but wherever I see Pisces and Chiron, I know there's issues. But when I see Neptune, that's the area of confusion. You don't know what the heck is going on with money right now. You have a feeling you know what's going on with money, but you don't really know. It's all up in the air. I just hope that you've done all the things you need to do. Like, I know I haven't. Some people are so good about things like playing the stock market, getting their insurances done, and their taxes, and their annuities, and IRAs, and 401ks, and all those things, and inheritances, and their wills, and I don't know anything about that. I haven't done any of it, and maybe neither have you. But maybe it's something you might need to consider getting someone else to do, because you might never be able to, like mentally. It's just maybe not. Now you might be someone conversely who knows that's an area, and you just been on it because Neptune rules that area, and it's going to be there for a little while. Okay, I just want to say one more thing about that Uranus sitting up in the 10th house. That is really, really change. I don't know what kind of change y'all got coming. It's going back into the 9th house, like I said, but it's going to eventually spring on back into Taurus. So you guys have some real change, because that's that's going to make a square to Leo, Uranus and Taurus, and that's going to make a real difference in your lives at one point or another. So I hope that you can get to work that out before it makes that retrograde, and then goes direct and comes back into Taurus to square you guys. So let me just go over a couple of things real quick. On the 12th, as I mentioned, Mars retrogrades into Capricorn. That's your 6th house. And Mercury goes direct on the 19th in your 1st house. On the 19th. On the 19th also, there is a Jupiter trine Neptune at 15 degrees 36 seconds. And that Jupiter is in your 4th house, and Neptune, of course, is the 8th house, which I talked about, but that's going to be trine. So I don't know what that means exactly for you. Hopefully that's going to be something positive, because the 4th house can mean your home life, and it can also mean real estate, things like that. Also, the Sun enters Virgo on the 23rd, so the emphasis will go into your 2nd house as of the 23rd of August. And there will be a full moon at 3 degrees and 12 seconds of Pisces. Again, more emphasis in that 8th house, right? That happens on the 26th of August. So if you haven't figured out all those special things about your money by the 26th of August, you might get some, a warning signal. Something might happen around the 26th of August, because it's a full moon, and full moons are often emotional. On the 27th of August, Mars goes direct, and it will go direct in Capricorn, but it'll be heading right back into Aquarius, like I talked about earlier, and that, could rule relationships, partnerships. Now, don't forget, though, the 7th house could rule enemies, like open enemies. I don't know if you've had any enemy issues or, anything like that. And I don't want to go into your marriage or your serious relationships and get into your business about who's fooling with who. And, well, I won't go into that. Y'all need to talk to me if you think that's happening. Anyway, there is some issues there, and we can discuss that if you contact me. On the 5th of September, Mercury does go into Virgo. That's your second house. So again, more emphasis on this money. This is more what you have to offer in your money, not your partner's money. Because you know, Neptune, that could mean you just don't know nothing about your partner's money. Because it rules your partner's money. You may not know what's going on with your partner's money. Just saying. Anyway, September 6th, Saturn goes direct at 2 degrees 33 seconds of Capricorn. I've been waiting for that because, Lord, I need the energy. Anyway, that's it for the month of August. This has been Capricorntigress with astrology. A look inside. I love you, Leos. You guys are so great. And I always wished I was a Leo. My mother was a Leo. I hope you have a wonderful August. Happy Leo time to all of you. And much love and light from Capricorntigress. Have a great August, everyone. Bye now.